Alrighty, let's get this show on the road here. Just see when this thing comes online. Alright, he's gonna see if anyone just happens to pop in. If not, that's fine. This is gonna be a... I mean, I hate to cut it short, but it's not gonna be incredibly long today. As compared to some previous streams. But let me go ahead and pull up my phone here and get my stream open so I can monitor the chat. So hello guys, welcome back to the channel. I am your host, Boeing Fan 727. We are going to jump into Trainz: A New Era. Go ahead and check out the Carrabassett Valley. Carrabassett Valley line, sub, whatever you want to call it. Not sure what to call it today. I'm going to go ahead and check that out. It's been a while since I popped it open myself. It's been a while, so I think it was this one. Had a little bit of an issue saving it. So I saved it, and then Trainz, it quit out on me. So I wouldn't say corrupted this, just messed it up. So I had to go revert to an autosave, and I'm not sure if it's this autosave or the one above it that works, but we'll... So it's this one. So like I said, it's been some time. Been a little while actually, so let's see, what have I done since the last episode? Well, my phone is on the fritz today, and I'm not sure why. There it is. Okay. Just trying to get it to keep up with me. So we'll just pop down here into the town of Warren to see if I've done anything, if I can recall. But just to kind of give you guys an overview. So I did a lot of foliage placing. Last time I popped this open, I was using a bit more some 3D trees and whatnot, and I didn't like them. They were still along the same lines as these 2D trees, but they're still very heavy on the frames and whatnot. They just didn't look good, so I opted to pull them out. I think there's actually a couple. There's one still over here. You can see it right here. This tree right here. I mean, they look good. It's just they're still very heavy on the frames and whatnot, and especially for my low-end computer. So. Again, this is going to be kind of a flying around for a little bit, so I do apologize if that's not your general cup of tea. So we'll get back to a regular kind of episode here, or stream, in a minute. Did some foliage placing along here. Did a lot of kind of putting some bushes in and whatnot. Still got some more to do, but from overhead it looks kind of opened and whatnot. But from the side, I mean, it looks pretty filled in. Did some minor building placement, which I think I showed off in the last stream. Touched up this area back here. Did some work up alongside the river. This area has always been kind of put in. Did some work further down the line. I don't think I showed this off. I was starting to work here over by lake and this abandoned branch line. Kind of goes down. Just did some detail work along it, and I mean, I don't really think that's a very accurate representation of it. I need to do a little more research, but I liked the way it looked, and I liked the kind of the abandoned ties running down the track like that, where the track used to be. So I kind of liked that. I do apologize for that sneeze. Oh. Allergies are on overdrive. So now there's a reason for my nose to be runny, or for me to be sneezing, or my throat to be scratchy, because allergies. But absolutely beautiful today here in Illinois. But yeah, I did some work along here and put some trees in. Retouched up this this branch right here. Just made this curve a little bit bigger, a little bit wider. Well, you can see that's where it used to go right there, but instead it kind of comes down and makes a wide turn. And retouched up this tunnel as well. Did kind of like a ditch kind of thing over here. Hey Chris, how you doing today? Been a while. How you doing? Retouched up the tunnel. Made it a little bit smoother. I think it now hits a... Ooh, it doesn't get to a steep grade as it used to. Yes, I'm in Illinois. I live just outside St. Louis. Originally from Maine, but live in Illinois. Used to hit a steep grade, but not as steep. Made a little dirt road. Like I said, just trying to do a little work on the side and whatnot. Kind of comes down here, follows these power lines and the whatnot. Extended the river out, extended the Penobscot River, comes along, but I will show you the bigger portion of the work. Rochelle, I think Rochelle is, I could tell you. Let me look. I know, I've heard the name. I want to say it's nearby, or within a few hours of here. Rochelle, Illinois. It's about a 3-hour, 42-minute drive from where I'm at. Yeah, it's up in the north, up by Chicago. Yeah, I'm about 45 minutes at the absolute most from downtown St. Louis, so I'm closer to St. Louis than anything else. But anyway, so I made this another kind of abandoned branch line and whatnot. It comes down, and you can see kind of did some terrain work with it to kind of make... Oh, scroll back. A little bit laggy. To kind of make it look, kind of abandoned, and the tracks are buckling, and, some soil is kind of growing in over it, or the tracks have sunken into the soil, and did a lot of foliage work here, and placed in this, these kind of abandoned crossings and whatnot, so I like them. I did some work on this small community. I believe this is the community of... Oh, God, what did I name this? This is the community of... I will look here in a second. I'm just showing you guys the work I did over here. Yes, we have Beanie Babies. Oh, my God. Let me see. There's got to be a sign nearby. I think if we shoot over to here, let me see, Victoria Township. Yes, that's the name of this town, Victoria Township. It is Maine, so I had to put a Hood Dairy billboard just before the little town. So, and I did a little bit of work on this propane facility over here, just on the side of the track. Just, working on it and whatnot, so. And then I extended the line out further. I know I said I didn't want to do any more track work until I get some foliage done, but yeah, I kind of had to. What's this? You are a New England Central. I forget where I got you. Track comes down, it's raised up. I'm trying to get this more raised look. If there's one thing I forget about train tracks is they're kind of always up on some sort of embankment more often than not. So, little crossing way out here in the middle of nowhere, up by another little lake. By just a little lake. Line comes down. I gotta do some more work on here because it's not going to be this steep. I mean, it could be, but I don't want it to be that steep. And the train kind of goes from being raised up above to now being below this train level, crosses back over this route. I got to take that trail route. I was just using it for a measurement. Then crosses over the river again, and I ended it right there. So that's that. I'll show you the road. I just like working with the road. It's fun in my opinion. Road just kind of meanders along next to the river. I want to name this lake. It's Smith Lake. That's right. So, and if we can stop flying around, I think I did a little bit of work on the Carrabassett Yard one more time. The absolute last time I'm going to touch the rail yard. I refuse to touch it anymore after this. I don't know if I showed you guys. I don't think I did. Another one of the things that I didn't show you, but I added more track and whatnot. Made this yard significantly smaller in terms of services. I took out the engine service facility. Just gave it a small fuel point because about 15 miles-ish. Sorry, I gotta pop back down there because I know I wrote on one of the signs how far it is to the next town where our yard, the big yard, at the southern end of the Carrabassett Valley line is going to be. So let's just go over to this road real quick. Stop running around as much after this. So right about here will tell us to Eustis. So at about 8.5 miles south of this sign is the town of Eustis, Maine, which is kind of at the which is around the Carrabassett Valley region, which is again the southernmost portion of this line, where in theory this line will terminate. I'm gonna have the line go further. I'm gonna try to recreate some real portions of line. And try to get this to go all the way to Portland. But the main portion of this line that I want to build and do is this this kind of right here, from Eustis all the way up to Lake Mechanic. So you can see, we got a decent portion of the Carrabassett line built. This is in terms of the Carrabassett Valley Railroad, this is a short line, with a good purpose and whatnot. So. But I don't think I did a whole too much else. I didn't extend the line any further north. I'm going to change that name to something else. I didn't extend the line any further north. But like I said, I did some work on Carrabassett Yard. And I'm going to go ahead and put, I think, probably somewhere along this corner. I'm going to put a Y so I can get the engines to turn around and whatnot. But for the most part, this is Carrabassett Yard. This is kind of the central portion of the line. It's the last freight yard. It's kind of a staging yard for trains coming down from Canada and going into Canada, as well as a staging point for local industries in the area. So that's kind of what Carrabassett Yard is. I'm also going to be probably putting couple of CMQR engines. These are kind of serving as those, some old Santa Fe's, a Burlington Northern, and the leased engine from Rotary Gondolas until I can actually get maybe some reskins for Central Maine and Quebec Railroad. And I'm probably going to keep maybe 3 Guilford engines down here, so probably 305, 306, and is that 300? 308. We'll probably keep 308 over here, so... But that pretty much does it for Carrabassett Yard. Don't think there's too much else. Oh, I put a little rest stop, put a little picnic area over here by the dam, because who doesn't want to picnic near a dam? So this is just Warren Dam. But that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot that I haven't done. Like I said, I've been very busy. 2 weeks ago, I was working my butt off. What's your favorite engine built in this time? 2002 SD70. Built in this time. I don't know if it qualifies as a newer engine and whatnot. I mean, I'm more, like I said, I'm into the. Is this supposed to be an invisible road going this way? Hold on a second. Let me make sure my intersections aren't broken. No rebuilds. I'm not sure, really, to be honest with you. I'm not really, my favorite engine altogether, I think, is the It's probably the GP40. Why are my trains all missing? Oh, why did I do that? I wanted to just take it. I think I gotta do a database rebuild. Probably have to exit out and do that here. That's the one thing about Trainz. It's still kind of buggy and whatnot, and goes through these little fits and phases, and kind of drive me crazy. Yeah, I mean, from early 2000s to now, I mean, there's not a whole lot that I like. I mean, I'm not familiar with Trainz as I am with, per se, planes and whatnot. I mean, I think I've had this discussion before. You know, I mean, I'm very much into Trainz. I just don't know a whole lot of the more modern trains and the eras they were built in and whatnot. I mean, you know, definitely one of the more iconic ones of this era, you know, nowadays is probably, yeah, the SD70 and whatnot, and of those. But, you know, I mean, in that general realm of engines, probably, I don't know if the SD80 is amongst a more modern engine, but that's just kind of where I sit in terms of that. So, alrighty, so we're gonna have to figure this out. Probably gonna have to exit out real quick, do a database rebuild, and get my trains all back on board, because I had this problem for a while now, and I remember why. Oh, there they are. You threaten to go do something, and it finally fixes itself. What do you know? Just better stay that way. But yeah, this is a big majority of what I have to do here is, you know, sometimes when the game's just being a jerk, I have to go back in and fix things and whatnot, and you know, to go back and do little minor things like this, because yeah, no, I mean, definitely the SD80 Mac then, because that's just, I don't know, something about it. I just prefer that engine more than anything else in terms of, you know, modern, you know, very modern engines. So that's just me, though. Can I grab this road, please, wherever the heck it is? Where is it? There it is. But yeah, so like I said, this is a big bulk of my work sometimes. You know, it's you know, I always get that question, you know, how come you don't ever get a lot of progress on this? Because one, I can't force myself to build if I'm not in a creative mood. You know, I can only do this so long and keep myself motivated and going, you know, before I run out of creative juices and ideas and the flow. I mean, you know, I went home and I actually got to ride the Amtrak Downeaster from Boston up to my hometown of Saco when I went home, because I flew into Boston at Logan Airport. And then I just picked up the train. I mean, I think it was $23, not including the chicken parm that I ate on the train. Which was about maybe $6-7. Not bad for, you know, chicken parm, bag of chips, and a soda. But let me see here. I think I also downloaded some jointed railroads. Yeah, I got some jointed railroads. I just want to see what they look like. There's one thing I like about jointed rail is the level of detail. Ooh, that looks nice. Looks very nice. It's actually kind of humped a little bit, which is weird. What do we got? I think it's just all dirt roads. Yeah, these are all dirt roads. Cool. That actually makes it a little easier, because I haven't really had a good dirt road here to use, and given the fact... Oh, the mail's here again. Huh, that's the second time the post lady's come by today. Sorry. Just kind of looking at some of the newer things I downloaded. I also want to take a look here and see if my wood chip cards that I downloaded are available. See if they're anywhere around here. I don't think they are. BCNE. Yeah, I got some these Rotary Gondolas too. Some couple of oh, there it is, BFTX. Nice. Yeah, that'll work better than what I've currently had. Alrighty. So that's all good, and I think I downloaded a Amtrak. One of these. It wasn't this one. No. Sorry, just taking a look here. Like I said, I did download some stuff today. Just trying to see if it all went in correctly, but I can take a look at that later on my own time. Not while I'm sitting here doing a live stream, trying to get some stuff done for you. Yeah, I heard there was some good rail fanning to be done up in Rochelle. I heard it's kind of a big area and the whatnot, but again, I live way down here, and I have no intention to get anywhere close to Chicago with my car, as if I want to keep it off blocks and whatnot. So, no, I just, there's some good rail fanning to be done down here in St. Louis that people don't realize, but I think Rochelle's a little bit more historical in terms. Couldn't tell you, but couldn't tell you. Alright, so I think it's another detail day. I don't really think I'm going to get any building done. Trying to incorporate a more rockier look into this area, because imagining they probably dug out this this particular section of the tracks, so I'm trying to imagine there's a bit more of a rockier look to it, and unfortunately the ballast texture gets taken out because it's a very tight area, but to put the trains down on some good old granite probably isn't a bad idea. So yeah, I'm going to have to use Google Maps here for when I get down to the southern end of this line. Because, let me see here. I saved a map of the train. Oh, I didn't save it. No. Crap. Crap. There it is. So, by Eustis, I believe, just a little bit further down the line is Rumford, Maine, which is on the Springfield terminal, which is Pan American and the whatnot. So, but Rumford, I think, is nearby Eustis. I'll double check that real quick while you guys stare at this very beautiful section of rock. Eustis, Maine. Yeah, there's Rangeley, there's Roxbury, East Andover. Yeah, just about, yeah. It's a hike. I'll tell you that right now. It's a bit of a hike. It's about 37 miles, which is going to be something huge to undertake and whatnot. But you know, I'm very up for the challenge. Oh, thanks, Dylan. You know, 37-ish miles of track. I'll have to find out how far exactly the two are between each other. But you know, like I said, I'm very up for the challenge. Very curious to see, you know, if I can accomplish that. But you know, it's going to be this whole product a big undertaking. But for right now, like I said, I want to get just the Carrabassett subdivision done before I start working on anything further than that. You know, and see if my laptop even has the space for something that immense. Because I imagine, you know, the only thing really between the southern terminus of the Carrabassett line and Rumford is just nothing but track, you know, maybe and just, you know, crossing here and there, but it's probably going to be 37-ish miles of just straight track, you know, nothing else. I mean, maybe a siding here or there, but a lot of just track. You know, and one could, you know, pose the argument, well, why don't you just shorten the damn line? Well, I mean, I can definitely go ahead and shorten the portion of track between, you know, the southern terminus and Rumford, but you know, I'm very much into trying to recreate most of the whole thing I can. I mean, we'll wait and see how big of an issue it's going to be when I get there, but I don't think I'm going to be to that point in time for another year or two. The other problem is that definitely going to be looking at migrating computers soon, and on a Mac, I don't know where the Trainz files are hidden. I don't know how to transfer them over. 501.6 miles, 7 hours. I mean, the cool thing is, as far as I know, you could probably go ahead and do the whole, you know, you could probably, you know, in theory, do a straight, you know, I don't know how well you could run it, but you could, in theory, probably do a line that spans from coast to coast and make it to scale. Of course, you'd be working on that till the end of the time, but I mean, if you just went, you know, straight track, you know, did very minor detailing, or maybe had a team of people working on it and just imported sections of the track into the game, I mean, you could do it. It's just, would you want to? You know, covering all of Maine, I don't think is going to be a huge issue and whatnot. I mean, 37 miles, if, you know, the track speeds 25 miles an hour, I mean, you could easily cover that distance in about an hour and a half, maybe, at the most. I mean, with stops and signals and switching and whatnot, and, you know, the speed limit, I'm sure, will change. You could easily cover that distance. It's not undoable. It's not, you know, impossible. It's just the work that's going to have to go into creating that, you know, stretch of line is going to be freaking insane, you know. I mean, I even think about it, you know, 37 miles of track on top of the, I think I have 18-ish miles of track right now. You know, 37 miles on top of the 18 I already have. I mean, that's, you know, that's nuts. By times and that's just to Rumford, Maine. That's not even to Portland, and I want to extend this line all the way to Portland. So, that being said, I mean, I'm looking at a huge project. It's just, you know, what do I have time for? What can my computer handle? And, you know, how many times is this game going to break? Because, you know, looking right there at the beginning of this stream with the intersection, you know, how many times am I have to go back and do that? Trainz is just, it's still in a very unstable state right now, and it worries me. It worries me a lot, so definitely have to see what the future holds. So I was worried it was going to do that. I might just keep it like that, just because, like I said, I don't think it's going to be a huge issue having the tracks built onto the granite. So, oops, my phone's up. A RAV with a skid plate. Yeah. I mean, you're on a what, Chris? You're on an iPad with Trainz? I mean, that would be a little difficult to build something that immense on what you have, but I don't think it's impossible, but I just think it'd be something you would regret doing later down the road. Yeah, no, I think it'd be just something you would probably insanely regret later on in life. So, really have to question your life decisions there. So, but who am I to say? Now, as for the detailing, I don't know how far away from the track you guys want me to go. I mean, given the fact that I have tracks, relatively close to each other, I'm not opposed to, texturing and putting trees all up and down this hill. But when it comes to mainline track, just like this, I don't know how far to detail on each side. All right, Dylan, thanks for popping in for a moment, man. I'll catch you later. I don't know how far is an acceptable distance to detail on each side for just straight track. I mean, I've seen maps where, I mean, I'm trying to cram, 3 kind of very major things in. The Penobscot River, Route 27, and the track. These are kind of the big 3 things that are going to be traveling in the same relative area of each other. So, but let me see. I was up here, wasn't I? Yes, I was. Why? But so, work left to do. We are not even close. What I'm thinking of doing is I'm probably going to maybe take a break from the detailing of this area for now. Go ahead and at least get the line down to Eustis. So finish up that 8 point some odd miles of track down to Eustis. Get the general understanding of what I want done down in Eustis. Maybe plop some buildings and whatnot, and get the yard built up. Some industries maybe in that area. Extend the line a little further so, we can maybe have a working point off of that. Put a portal in for the moment until I decide to go further down to Rumford. And then come back and maybe detail along the line, because I just want to get there. That's the thing, is I want to be like, okay, this is what we're working on. This is what we have to work with for right now. This is the line from, Carrabassett. This is the line from the Canadian border down to Eustis, to the terminus of the Carrabassett Valley Railroad. I want to just get it there, and I want to say, all right, so this is what we're going to do today. We're going to go back up to, this little stretch between Eustis and Victoria, and we're going to go ahead and just detail today. All right, cool. We detailed this section between Eustis and Victoria. All right, let's go a little further, maybe work up toward Victoria, get that little portion detailed. All right, cool, done. We got that detailed. Now let's shoot back up toward Warren, get that area detailed, finish that up, be done with it. I don't have to look at it again unless I'm driving through it. So, because, I mean, looking at this, we've done, this is Canada up here. I think the Canadian junction's like right here. It's that one little square right there. So this one little square is the Canadian border. We have all this section of track right here, and I still have about 8 miles. A mile in Trainz is about 2.5 squares, so I have, 1 mile, it's going to be a while. So, I mean, there's a lot to do, and I just want to at least get it there. And I mean, if you look at the areas just in this little area alone that are colored in, and this huge portion of the track, you look at all the areas that we've detailed, between working with actually making the track and coloring and putting textures down, you're looking at maybe this one, okay, let's say 1, 2, hold on, this is bad, 1, 2, 3, about 4 miles. 4 miles straight up and down of just track that we've textured. Not even. And I mean, if you're looking at it, maybe a good... it's not even close to being done. So, there's a lot left to do. A lot left to do. So, but I would just like to get the general idea of what the line's going to look like. So, I'm not going, okay, I gotta extend the track a little bit today. Okay, well now we gotta go back and texture it. Okay, now we gotta go back and build the track. Let's just focus on one big project right now. So let's just extend the track down, get the terrain kind of how I want it, then go back and texture it, because I mean, I love how it's looking, especially just in this little area right here where I first started. But to get it to look just like that everywhere else is going to be a long time coming. So, if I'm doing a big industry like that, okay, maybe we'll do that and then detail that industry, so at least that industry, is done and completed. So I don't have to come back and go, oh yeah, that's right, this was a, Yeah, I gotta get back. I gotta figure out how to do that and the whatnots. So that's just kind of where I'm heading with this. I wouldn't say I'm tired or frustrated. It's just, I'm looking at all the texture work I've done, all the hours spent plopping trees and texturing and all that stuff. I mean, this alone took forever. I mean, this just took forever to do. I mean, forever and a day. But we're getting somewhere. I mean, we're getting there. It's just going to be a long time coming. But I just want to talk with you guys about that today. I am going to wrap this up because it's a beautiful day outside, and I do want to get out there. I'll probably will come back later. And just so you guys know, I did get my new work schedule. I'll be having Tuesdays and Wednesdays off now. And I'll be getting off about 9:15ish. So in theory, I could come home and have a late-ish night stream, a late evening stream before it gets extremely late. So, maybe midnight for some of you guys back on the East Coast. Nothing out of the ordinary, but nothing in the terms of, 2, 3, 4, 5 a.m. for some of you guys. But, and then, like I said, I have Tuesdays and Wednesdays off. The weekend of the 20th is my girlfriend's 21st birthday, and that following Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I will be going to Kansas to take her to see her aunt and spend a little time out in Kansas. We're going to go fishing, and we're going to, just kick back and relax and spend some time out in the absolute middle of nowhere in Kansas. So that weekend, or that week, I will not be live streaming, but as of the 7th, as of May the 7th, my new schedule begins. I'll be working 1 to 9, just about. So, be getting on a little bit more normal schedule. But, like I said, so if you guys want to see some more work that I'm doing on here, I will be hopefully doing a little bit more live streaming in between now and then, trying to get that done, in midday when everyone's out and about and I have nothing to do. I will be trying to do that for you guys. Also, like I said, I keep mentioning it, and I don't really ever get any good results, and that's all right. I don't expect people to drop what they're doing and, come to the aid of some lowly live streamer. But if anyone's good at texturing or repaint or anything along those lines, please, 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 I need some good Pan American content on some engines that are relative to, New England and, So if I could, please get some help on that, and maybe start seeing a little more content relative to New England. I would be very appreciative of that. So it would just, kind of help out my line, make it a little bit more realistic, and you get some free advertisement. I understand, like I said, the bigger fish to fry, but it would just be nice, be helpful, be good to see. It's I don't know, I don't know. It would just be nice to see. I understand, like I said, it might not be something that gets a whole lot of downloads because I don't know how many people know Pan American or Guilford or Maine Central or Boston and Maine. I'm assuming it's notorious enough, but it's definitely not Union Pacific or it's not Union Pacific or it's not BNSF or ATSF or BN or Grand Trunk or God, all those railways, CSX, Conrail. It's not those big names out there, but if I could just get a little help, I would be very, very appreciative. So now that I'm done whining about life, like I said, I'll leave you guys off here just because I do have to get going with the afternoon, get some stuff done, and go eat here pretty quickly. And plus, my girlfriend's coming home, and she's only in for a couple minutes before she has to go back off to work. So, anyways, guys, like I said, sorry for the short episode. Just want to show you guys what I've been doing, let you guys know I'm alive, know that I didn't just discontinue the series or drop off the face of the earth. I don't have a Twitter or anything for you guys to follow, so it's yeah. I'm gonna try and see maybe if I can get on the Trainz forum. Maybe make my own little section. Maybe post some screenshots, the best thing, of the line, the best I can do. I don't know what I can do, but try and post something. Something's better than nothing, in my opinion. But also, I've also been very curious to see how these signals work. I'm still trying to learn and whatnot. I've watched a video and I think get the basic understanding of these. But if anyone has a proper guide or a tutorial of signals and whatnot, how to use them and how to get them to properly work, because I just don't think I'm getting the proper function of these signals in Trainz. Let me know, because I'm very, very curious to get them to work properly and whatnot. So just be nice. And if you have anything that you'd like to see or tips on what to do or how to get something to look this way, or if you want me to name an industry or build an industry after you or name a road that of a particular thing, as long as it's not sexual or crude or offensive, or try to steer away from stuff like that. But could be your first name and your last name or whatever you want me to do, or just a general name that you might like in general, or something that you might find interesting. I don't know, just let me know. I'll take it into suggestion and see what I can do, because there will be crossings here, there will be road signs like I put back over here by this lake. I like to go into that extra depth, this is Smith Lake Road. If you want me to name it like Lake Jared Road or Jared Hill Road, or I don't know, just something like that, like Joe Schmo Road or whatever. I don't know. Just if you want me to name a particular industry, or if you just have a name for something, let me know. I'll take it into consideration. See if it maybe fits in and whatnot. Please, if I don't choose it, don't be discouraged and whatnot. It's just I can only go so far on my own, and if I can get a little help maybe with naming some stuff, might make it just a little easier for me. But anyways, guys, I do appreciate you watching. Like I said, I will be back again maybe later, but if not, definitely next Monday. Like I said, my schedule does not change until May the 7th. That is a Sunday. So then I'll be streaming on Tuesdays and or Wednesdays. Probably Wednesdays, because that's my second day off. So anyways, guys, appreciate you for watching. I will probably leave you off with a little view from just right over here. And this is a pretty little section of the line. I just like it. It's a pretty little section with the trees and everything. Yeah, I like it. It's a nice looking little forest. So, anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time, and let's start the long process out of here. Save. what little work I actually did today. Alrighty, guys. Catch you later.